This news is brought to you by HSTV and Antiglow TV in Ohio.
It's the 5th day of the month of April 2024, a Friday. Good morning and welcome to the HSTV News at 6. We're broadcasting live from our studio at 2nd, Kanda Link in Accra. We are active across all our social media handles at HSTV Live GH. Do not forget to follow, like, comment and share. Let's get interactive via social media. Now let's settle for the headlines for today. John Dramani Mahama, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress (NDC), has criticized the government's decision to allocate funds to provide free tablets to senior high school students, denouncing it as a tactic aimed at garnering votes. And in other news, would come your way with the National Petroleum Authority has guaranteed stakeholders within the petroleum sector of its commitment to protect the interests of sector players following concerns over the implementation of the aimed pricing guidelines. Still in the news, would come your way with Deputy Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Minister Kweku Aprentum Sapon has announced that the decision by the ministry to revise passport fees upwards would not be reconsidered. And then in other news, would also come your way with anticipation of the annual Omo Festival. The Ghana Traditional Council has announced the commencement of a noise-making ban starting on Monday, May 6 and ending on Thursday, June 6. We have details of these stories and many others coming up your way in the next 30 minutes. To stay with us. My name is PRAISEBELL LARBI. And now let's settle for the detail of the stories into our very first story coming off from the opposition party. John Dramani Mahama, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress (NDC), has criticized the government's decision to allocate funds to provide free tablets to senior high school students, denouncing it as a tactic aimed at garnering votes. Mahama underscored to neglect of essential ongoing educational projects due to the government's focus on distributing tablets. The former president further stressed the importance of prioritizing the allocation of state resources to address more pressing needs within the education sector. Away from John Dramani Mahama, let's move straight into other stories. The National Petroleum Authority (NPA) has guaranteed stakeholders within the petroleum sector of its commitment to protect the interests of sector players following concerns over the implementation of amended price guidelines. The new pricing guidelines, among the provisions, put a price floor for petroleum products below which oil marketing companies and liquefied petroleum gas firms cannot price the product.
After its work, made certain recommendations. A number of the issues that came up, particularly one of them was the fact that, in Ghana, one of the primary objectives of our pricing policies to ensure full cost recovery of investment, meaning that any investor in the industry, at least at worst case, must be able to recover the cost of doing business. So we got complaints that the level of competition and sometimes anti-competitive behavior in terms of pricing was leading to their inability, that's the players' inability to ensure this full cost recovery. That was one of the major concerns. So we looked at this, and also another thing that we've changed with these new guidelines is that previously the companies would announce to us their indicative prices, which we published. However, the price at the pump may vary from the indicative. We realized that now we need them to report their actual prices and not indicative prices so that there's more transparency to pricing and it helps out with also our
Away from NPA, let's move back into politics. In a recent address at the Trinity Theological Seminar held at Legon, Vice President Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia emphasized the importance of fostering partnerships between the government and faith-based organizations to address societal challenges effectively. Dr. Bawumia highlighted the significant role that faith-based organizations play in providing essential services such as healthcare, education, and social support to communities across the country. He urged both sectors to collaborate closely to maximize resources and expertise in serving the needs of the people. The Vice President's call for the partnership reflects a commitment to harnessing the collective strength of government and faith-based organizations for the betterment of the society.
We can have a lot of educated people, but if they are educated without the moral fiber, without the ethics, without the discipline, then we will have the difficulty in transforming our country. And this is where I see a very important role of the church and other faith-based institutions. And what I would like to do is to usher in a golden age of collaboration and partnership between government and faith-based organizations in the church in Ghana. The development that the churches have done, in my opinion, supersedes all other development partners in the country. Look at the schools that have been built. Look at the universities that have been built. Look at the hospitals that have been built. Without these, where would Ghana be? Without the human beings that have come out of these institutions, we would be a very different country. And so I want to, as I said, usher in a golden age and incentivize our faith-based organizations who are our development partners, because they are undertaking development all the time. And I believe that if we give them incentives, just as we give our external development partners, we will see a lot more coming from our faith-based institutions. And I want to usher in that one, and we will legislate those incentives in the context of the proposed charities bill.
Away from the Vice President, let's move straight into other stories. Deputy Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Minister Kwaku Aprentum Sarpong has announced that the decision by the ministry to revise passport fees upwards will not be reconsidered, adding that the new fees are intended to boost revenues, thereby improving service provision at passport offices nationwide. He emphasized that the new fee would also help in clearing the backlog of passports at the printing sectors.
The ministry, led by the Honorable Minister Shirley Ajuyoko-Botwe, took the decision that the time was ripe for an upward review of certain fees and charges that the ministry wants to charge, as passport fees and consular fees specifically. We should also have the view that the time has come for us to take the bull by the horn and to charge a sustainable and a realistic price commensurate with how much it costs to produce a passport. It costs 400 Ghana cedis to produce one passport for the 32 pay. And we all this while have been selling it, let me put it that way, for 100 Ghana cedis. Highly subsidized. No serious business person will do that. You go and buy something for 400 Ghana cedis and come and sell it for 100 Ghana cedis. Does it make sense? This has been on the drawing board for a very long time.
And that was Kwaku Aprentum Sarpong, Deputy Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Minister. On this note, let's go for a quick channel. When we come back, we're still on the news. We'll be right back.
Would you like to own a home, start a business, provide seed money, or a good education for your children? The Pro Wealth Plan answers all of life's questions. This is Ekwa 9. She wants to be an engineer in future. Her parents Mr. and Mrs. Hammond plan to give her the best education but don't want to be unnecessarily burdened when she's ready for university in 10 years. Do you know how much it will cost Ekwa to go to a local private university or university abroad in the next 10 years? Ekwa's parents have signed up to a PRAISEBELL plan. They pay affordable monthly premiums that ensures they are able to fund Ekwa's university fees and living expenses. When she's ready for university, Prudential will pay the maturity benefit and her parents can enjoy free insurance cover for an additional 5 years. In the unfortunate event that her parents pass away, Prudential will pay over 200% of the sum assured, which is 100% immediately, 10% annually to keep Ekwa in her current school, and 100% at maturity for her chosen university. This means that Prudential Life has guaranteed Ekwa's education regardless of life's uncertainties. The PRAISEBELL plan also covers a spouse or partner up to the same sum assured. With over 26 million customers, 24,000 employees globally, and over 170 years experience, you and your family can have peace of mind knowing that you are in safe hands. Whatever your financial goals are, the PRAISEBELL plan has the answers to life's questions. Call us today and let Prudential secure your future.
Me mama call baba SO Herbal Hospital. SO Herbal Hospital ye yaresabia ye hwe yarewa bebre. Bibi ti say HIV, bedwetting, hypertension, diabetes, cocoa, malaria, enteric fever, low sperm count, sexual weakness. Ude tutu anamoba SO Herbal Hospital. SO Herbal Hospital uba eba eni. Obi aneni afra for 30 years, 40 years, 15. Oh, Otigana bate yen says no airto. Ohu adi ble. Manimba SO Herbal Hospital. Ebetia manete. Oba yedu befa ye examination mu. Na ya so enini swamo. Ya ma some few minutes. Na wati na ho. One kasa ubedi adanse say SO Herbal Hospital the best eba eniyare. Ye was scan department. Ye lab ahudro bia. Na ura ye pharmacy wa. Edronu ye niama obia. Ye de edroni bema ona ya checho se na obetumi ania edronu. Enti na SO Herbal Hospital no ye demu shunko.
Ubehu ye chira kwan ewo Amasaman Stadium Johnson. Ubetuma frem penifo ewa homatrofo iso 055 552 9253 ena 050 344 9444 ena fi 027 285 9115.
Eye Care and Vision Center is here with all your eye care solutions. Yes, Third Eye Care is at it again. Are your lenses becoming foggy because of wearing face masks or sitting in air-conditioned spaces? Are your eyes getting sore and tired after using the computer for prolonged periods? Are you struggling with light from oncoming cars and other vehicles when driving at night? Worry no more. Third Eye Care and Vision Center has all the right solutions for you. We have anti-fog and blue filtering lenses that solves it all. Third Eye Care and Vision Center also stocks all types of lenses, designer frames, sunglasses, and employs very well-trained, qualified, and licensed optometrists to provide all your eye care needs. Locate us at Airport Residential Area, close to the Association International School, opposite Mirage Residence, or Northridge, on the premises of Sunny FM, and close to the Kanda Overhead Bridge. Our working hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Call us on 054-328-7008 or 026-646-2080. Please do well to observe all COVID-19 protocols. Third Eye Care and Vision Center, your total eye care solutions provider.
This news is brought to you by HSTV and Antiglo TV in Ohio.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. A reminder, you're still watching the HSTV News at 6 and we stream it live on our YouTube page at HSTV Live GH. Now let's settle for the remaining stories. In anticipation of the annual Moho Festival, the Ga Traditional Council has announced the commencement of a noise-making ban starting on Monday, May 6th and ending on Thursday, June 6th, issuing a stern warning and applying tougher sanctions on noise-making violations. A statement released by the Ga Mansion president of the Ga Traditional Council, Kentaki Teiko through the second, specified that the ban encompasses all forms of noise-making activities. The council reaffirmed its commitment to upholding its cherished practices as the annual tradition of the observing the customary ban on noise-making approaches.
Public is hereby notified that this year's annual ban on drumming and noise-making will commence on Monday, 6 May 2024 and continue until Thursday, 6 June 2024. Please take notice that the ban encompasses all forms of noise making, including the use of loudspeakers, drums, tambourines, clapping of hands, and any other musical instruments within the Ga State.
And now let's settle for our last story in health. Dr. Elvis Asari, a physiotherapist, says treatment of spinal deformities varies depending on the severity of the condition. He says if the condition is less severe, correction measures can be taken, but for the more severe cases, surgery may be very necessary. He added that it is crucial for patients to thoroughly research and ask questions about the surgeon performing the procedure to ensure they receive quality care. Dr. Asari emphasized that undergoing spinal surgery carries risks and patients should weigh the potential outcomes carefully before proceeding, as the success of the surgery and the patient's mobility and survival chances can be uncertain.
There are certain situations that are beyond, sometimes it's like you know how to go about this treatment, but the person has to go through this first before coming to see me.
Okay.
Yes, so it all depends on how bad the situation. If it's not that bad, it can be corrected.
Okay.
But if it is so bad, obviously the person will have to go through surgery.
Okay.
Okay. Surgery, spinal surgeries are done here. The only thing is, I always tell patients that if you're going to go for such thing, make sure you know well about the surgeon.
Okay.
How good he is. Ask questions.
Okay.
I feel a lot of patients don't ask necessary questions because the person is a doctor. And we also have this perception that I am a doctor.
Okay.
Here you go. So ask necessary questions that bothers you, that okay, if I do this, what are the possibilities? Would I be able to? But again, a lot of people do believe that just because they say go and do surgery doesn't mean go and do it.
Okay.
Do your own research as a patient.
Okay.
Because some people, when you tell them that go and do a surgery, they just go and do it. You get me? But later, after finding out that they are not able to walk, with a spinal surgery, it is the most delicate thing you will have to deal with, is because you will have to, your chances of mobility and survival is like between 50-50. It's like your life is in the hands of this person and you. So it's spinal surgery again is a very delicate thing. It's a 50-50 that there are chances where you will be able to.
And that was Dr. Elvis Asari enlightening us on spinal surgery on the HSTV's Healthy Morning Show. Now, this is where we're going to end today's HSTV News. But then, before I take leave of you, let's look at some stories that made it to our top stories for today. John Dramani Mahama, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, has criticized the government's decision to allocate funds to provide free tablets to senior high school students, denouncing it as a tactic aimed at garnering vote. We also came here with the National Petroleum Authority has guaranteed stakeholders within the petroleum sector of its commitment to protect the interests of sector players following consent over the implementation of amended pricing guidelines. And in other news, we came your way with Deputy Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Minister Kweku Aprinton-Sapon has announced that the decision by the ministry to revise passport fees upwards will not be reconsidered. Still in the news, we came your way with anticipation of the annual Omoho Festival. The Ga Traditional Council has announced the commencement of a noise-making ban starting on May 6, Monday, and ending on Thursday, June 6. We came your way with details of these stories and many others from our studio at 2nd Conda Link in Accra. We are also active across all our social media handles at HSTV Live GH, and we stream live on our YouTube page at HSTV Live GH. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and then also comment. My name once again is PRAISEBELL Rosemond LARBI. Up next is the Healthy Morning Show. Do stay with us and enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a good morning.
This news is brought to you by HSTV and Antiglo TV in Ohio.